Who out there is done with the healing journey? So I've been listening to a conversation last night where it was being discussed, and I was so happy to receive that because it's something I've been intuiting, doing myself, practicing and teaching for a couple of years. Or, in other words, embodying the shift from focusing attention on the healing journey, the past and what's leaving, shifting instead to who we be, who we are becoming, who are we in relation to that. So it's more about consciousness expansion. Healing is just one part, and it's a very, of course, necessarily, we are coming back to wholeness. It's a huge part of what we're doing. It's a necessary part, but there can be, and I experienced it myself at one point, like an over identification with it. We can become a little bit stuck in the loop of healing ourselves. We can come at a spiritual path from a perspective of wanting to fix ourselves. It's actually a shift, a nuance, if you think about the difference in intention for spiritual path. And they talk about this in some of the traditions around checking ourselves, checks and balances, around our purity of intention for even being on the path. Like, we can have an intention, be functioning from that space. I need to fix myself. There's something wrong with me. Then getting in this endless loop of healing and one thing after the other. It's one reason why I instinctively moved away from theta healing. It was like, oh God, we're going to be here forever. Like loop, going one belief after the other, one lifetime after the other, one experience. It didn't resonate with me. My intuition was telling me to go to the core frequency that anchors all of them in. One of my teachers, shamanic mentors, called it the queen bee life, or the core of the energetics. Because if you just focus on one belief after the other, we're going to be here for eternity. So it didn't resonate with me anymore anyway. I was naturally guided away, and there's always reasons for everything. Shifting our focus onto who we be, who we're becoming, where we're going, what our true intention is. Crafting the architecture of the new, not focusing on the old all the time. Checking ourselves in that way. We don't even need to. The consciousness, the frequency, the bandwidth of reality now, even in 3D, everywhere, everything, it's shifted up. It's accelerated. Linear time is dissolving. There's multi-dimensional access available now. We don't actually need to like sludge through a process a healing in the same way as we did years ago. Things are different, and sometimes our identity construct wants to cling on to the old ways of doing things and experiencing our journey. But really, like, the moment I kind of surrendered all that, I got much deeper in communion and flow with spirit, because it's like, whoa, now like I can really allow myself to be initiated in how my soul wants to express and move without the constructs of who I think I am, how long I think things take, how things should look. If I do this and this, then this will happen. When we're living in the moment and we're living in the limitless possibility of our potential, and we be in that space and energize that as such, your consciousness is just so different. You don't need to focus on it. Everything's available in the now moment. If something is present or naturally arises from the past, or from a pattern or a wounding or anything that's been in our blind spot or unconscious to us, it will naturally come up in that new architecture of true self, of our crystalline light plasma body that we energize through our consciousness and our intention. Awakening is becoming conscious of self. It's 222 on my timer. It's becoming conscious of self, of what's already there, of what's already present. We're just remembering that, activating it. So there's definitely a shift as well in what we're being asked to do right now, in terms of We're being asked to look at who we be and then acting from that space. Can we allow ourselves the vulnerability of really connecting with core truth in any given moment, allowing that, and then moving from that space, however that looks, and it's beyond the mind. If we allow ourselves to do that, there is magic in that. From that space, there's something new created. There's a new vibration of which is more true and aligned to soul expression. And from there, the new opportunities come in, the new resources, the new ideas. But we have to move from that space first. That's why it's getting so heavy and stagnant for a lot of us when we're still stuck in the mind. We're still sat, as we have been for a long time, working in the energetics, waiting for something to land, waiting for something to, it feels like something's going to pop. But the pop comes through us individually as we allow ourselves to really drop into a space beyond identity, a space beyond the past, beyond limitations, a surrendered space of just allowing what is. What do I feel like doing? What's alive for me? How am I being in this moment? What would really truly make me feel good? What do I desire? Just allowing yourself to be free in that moment and move in that direction. And that frequency is the fluidity. It's the inspiration, the space to receive inspiration, the space that magnetizes something else that's new. But there's nothing new coming from where we have been up until now, however that resonates for us individually, whether that is a thought process, a way we've looked at ourselves, self-concept, huge, behaviors, patterns, routines, all of this stuff. Like spirits like asking us, like the snake shedding its skin, to bust out of anywhere that we are functioning from obligation, routine, all of this energy of like constraint and rigidity. When we can allow ourselves to become less rigid in the moment and do something different, move in a different way, and just do it for the sake of it without what we get from it, and then we get everything from it. It's so magical. So magical. Who we be in truth, and from there the newness beyond what we can even imagine is flowing. Oh, I love you.